Students oppose the war, students oppose bombing, students oppose sanctions, and we're here for a free and better society. So let's get going! Who let the bombs out?
Bush! Blair! Cricket!
Who let the bombs out?
Bush! Blair! Cricket! Daddy was a killer too! George Bush, we know you! Daddy was a killer too!
So it is clear that far from being a fringe minority, as people in the media sometimes like to portray us, we are truly the majority of the people of the world.
Let me hear you if you're against the war. Let me hear you if you're against the war. Let me hear you. Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned. Well, everywhere is war. Mr. War, rumors of war, until the ignoble first-class and second-class citizens of every nation, until the color of the man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes. Mr. War. And until that day, dream of lasting peace, world citizenship remains a lasting illusion of morality. Mr. War, rumors of a war.
Lawyers against the war. You know, a war has to be really evil to get the lawyers against it.
I'd like to leave you with a song lyric by a favorite artist of mine, Michael Franti of Spearhead. You can bomb the world to pieces, but you can't bomb it into peace.
Everybody chant this out. February 15th. It's a Saturday. Dundas Square. Bring yourself. Your family. Fellow students. Co-workers. And neighbors. And let's take over the downtown of Toronto with a big message of no war on Iraq.
In all the words that have been thrown back and forth about this war, we don't hear the voices of those people in Iraq who will be directly affected. So that we can hear them, we are starting a silent sit-in in the face of the war crimes that will be committed upon our brothers and sisters in Iraq. We can find no words, and we will remain silent because words fail us.
Welcome to Dundas Square. Welcome to Toronto's peace, most powerful rally of today against the war.
This is truly a historic day. People need to know that this is the largest ever mobilization of people in human history.
Millions of people in London, England. More than million in Rome, Italy. Hundreds of thousands around cities around the globe It's a global unity for peace and the global message no to war.
C'est une journée historique. Jamais dans l'histoire du monde est-ce que le peuple du monde tout entière a parlé dans la même voix pour dire une chose, non à la guerre.
And let you remember and let your children remember that on February 15th, you were here, joined by 35 million people. Let the people hear. Stop the war! Stop the war! Stop the war! Stop the war! Stop the war!
So many of the family members of the victims of September 11 and so many family of the soldiers in the US saying, not in our name, George Bush. You don't go to war in our name. And here in Canada, we say, not in our name, Mr. Chrétien. Listen to the people. No to war in Iraq and no to troops to Afghanistan. Any imperialism act, it says no for aggression, and as a Canadian, we will not stand for it.
I'm here as a rabbi and a religious Jew to add a voice from the religious Jewish community, among many others who are here, to peace and to justice and against the rush to war and destruction.
Today, hundreds of thousands of us are gathering around the world, from Cairo to Kigali, from Burundi to Botswana, from London to Lisbon, and even here in Toronto and in 80 cities across Canada. We're joined together to say no to U.S. aggression.
To draw the links to war abroad, to war on poor people at home.
We want money for healthcare, for daycare, for jobs, for a decent living. We don't want warfare, and this is why we're here today.
Housing, not bombs! 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 Housing, not bombs!
And we've been campaigning for a couple years for this armory to be opened again for emergency shelter for homeless people. It's been used in the past very successfully, and it's essentially sitting empty. And it's a very obvious symbol of war, of militarism in Canada, the cannons out front. And if we're bombing abroad, or participating in that, that's going to kill people. It's also going to make people homeless, the people that survive. Canada is already too successful at making people homeless in our own country. We don't need to be doing it to other people around the world.